Hi guys, and welcome back to the Owl Minds channel and another sit down video. This is a slightly different video to what I usually post on this channel, but I kind of feel like this message needs to get out there. And I also have a very important story to tell you guys. When I was a child, this is not the story by the way, but when I was a child, I was raised, or we were raised because I have siblings, we were raised by my mum to always have a shower, have a bath before you go to bed. Especially if you've left your house and you've now come back home, when it's bedtime, don't just go straight into your bed. No. Have a shower, have your bath, then go to bed. My mum was militant. She, even if it was 2 a.m. in the morning and we had school the following day, no. She'd wake us up. She'd be like, "Nah, you best get into that bathroom, bath yourself, wash yourself, then go back to bed." And that's something that has been ingrained in me, and I still do it to this day. I always make sure that I have a shower before I go to bed. And it was only up until March, April of this year where my mindset kind of changed as to why I shower before going to bed. Now, yes, it's to, clean yourself of the sweat, of the dirt, of, the perspiration of the day. But now I also see having a shower before going to bed as a spiritual cleanse. Stay with me here, people. 3 weeks ago, my bangle came off. 3 weeks ago, I was on my way to church and it was a hot day. And I've said this before, when the weather is hot and the sun is shining, everybody in London is out. So I get on the train now. The train is very packed. And it being a Sunday as well, the service was running really slow because it's Sunday service. So when my train came, it was chock-a-block packed. So I get on it now and, didn't get a seat. That's fine. I'm standing and I'm watching some YouTube videos on my phone. Then at some point, I noticed that people kept pushing and moving back to where me and a group of other people were standing. And I thought to myself, guys, there is no room on this carriage. We're practically suffocating here. Can you back up a bit? So I put my phone down and I look up and I see this man. And I was like, oh, people are trying to move away from this man. This guy, I'm convinced, I have no doubt in my mind, my spirit, my loins, that this guy has a PhD 10.0 in voodooism. Yeah. Let's start from the top. He was wearing this baker boy hat in 30-degree weather. He's wearing a baker boy hat and he had this symbol at the front of the hat. No idea what the symbol meant. His face, he had this scar from his I could only see from this part of his face. I couldn't see the top part of his forehead because he was wearing the cap. So from here all the way down here, he had this scar and this burn. Now, I am no healthcare professional, but whenever I have seen a burns victim or somebody who has a very prominent scar, it looks like an accident. Do you know what I mean? But his scar was very clean, very tidy, very neat. And it looked like it was self-inflicted, or somebody had poured something onto him but used a stencil, because it just looks so neat. It's a very horrible thing to say, but if you were ever to get a scar on your face, that's the kind of scar that you want, because it was so neat and it was just so neat. You know what it looked like? It looked like the mask that, I don't know what the character is called, but the main character from the Phantom of the Opera, the guy, that white mask that he's got, which is only on one side of his face, how it's cut so precisely to his eye, his cheekbone, his jaw. That's what his scar looked like. His nose, his normal human nose was not showing. He was rather wearing a pig nose. So imagine a pig mask, a childlike pig mask. He had cut out the face of the pig and he had taken the nose of the pig, stuck it on his nose and put string on either side so that it could hook up to his ears. That was his face. His attire, he was wearing a really tight blazer, this t-shirt. The blazer had coins and, like, again, these symbols that were sewn into it. He's wearing a t-shirt. He was wearing these really short shorts. His socks were multicolored and they were mismatched, and he was really wearing these really odd looking sandals. He just looked like so out of loop, just all out of sorts. He then had with him two pull along suitcases. Both suitcases had loads, and I'm talking loads of stickers just all around them. And these stickers, they were symbols. And I don't know what these symbols are, but just something just made me feel like these symbols were not good symbols. Don't ask me why. I just got the impression. On one side of one of the suitcases, he had writing. Couldn't make out what it was saying, but the writing I could tell was written in a very angry way. Imagine if you're really angry and you're really frustrated, and somebody gave you a piece of paper and pen, and you were writing a sentence, but you were doing it so angrily and so rushed. It just looked like really angry writing. There was one side of the suitcase that had that there. On the other suitcase, and this is when my mind went into an orbit, he had a mask. Now, to give you a real visual of what I was seeing, I'm going to put a picture on screen. If you have young kids, I will advise you to look away now. I'll tell them to look away now. There is a character from, I don't know if it's Star Trek or Star Wars, one of them intergalactic space movies. And the character is called Darth Maul. I'm going to put a picture on screen now. His face, from what I can remember, is red and black. That face that you're seeing on screen now is very similar to the mask that was hanging from his suitcase. The only difference is the mask had these like really sharp razor teeth hanging down, and the facial expression was this. That was the facial expression. But the colouring was red and black, like that Darth Maul character. And then this bit here, the forehead bit, he had put afro hair, it looked like fake afro hair, so that you had the face and you had the hair. Again, on this side, from what I could see, again, he had more symbols, similar symbols to what was on on his luggages, both of them. And I'm looking and I'm like, wow, I couldn't take my eyes off of him. I was scared and I was intrigued because I thought, you left your house like this? So anyway, I carry on watching my show on my phone. I look up at him, watch my phone, I look up at him. When I look at him again, he tilts his head back, he opens his mouth, and I thought to myself, okay, he's gonna yawn. He did this. Excuse me, what? Immediately, because when he did it, we were in the tunnel. I said, next off, I'm out. I am off this carriage, I am off this train, and I'm not even going to go to the next carriage. I'm completely off this train. I'm sorry, Jesus, I'm going to be 15 minutes late to come worship you. And to be quite honest, I don't care, because I know you saw what I just saw. But God's so good, he rather got off the stop. And I just said to myself, you know what? The second I get home, I am going to completely bath and shower myself and cleanse myself, because whatever he has put in the air, I don't want that coming upon me. And this is what I mean when I say spiritual cleanse, and to have a shower and to bath yourself when you come home from work. Because the truth of the matter is, yes, what happened to me, what I experienced is kind of, that's an extreme case. But nevertheless, when you are on the bus, the tube, the tram, the train, you do not know who you're sitting next to. You don't know who you're standing next to. You don't know who's brushing up against you. You just don't know. There are good people in this world. There are bad people in this world. And there are very bad people in this world. And you and I, the everyday person, we don't know who we're weaving in and out from. So protect yourself. You don't want somebody's bad energy, bad aura then rubbing off on you. I'm sure that this has happened to you before. You know, when you meet someone or you come across someone and you're meeting them or you're seeing them for the first time, and you say to yourself, there is something about you that I don't like, I'm not warming to, and you can't quite put your finger on it, but you're saying to yourself, I don't know what it is, but I just feel like I need to reverse and retreat away from you because I don't like that energy. Lean into that, because that is your subconsciousness. As I like to say it, that is the spirit telling you you best move yourself away from this person because you don't need to be around them. Think of it like this: somebody who's brushing up against you that has bad intentions, has a bad spirit, a bad aura, a bad energy. You are now taking that to your home, which is your sanctuary. And then when it comes to bedtime, instead of cleaning yourself of that bad energy, you are now taking it into your bed. And when you fall asleep, you are essentially sleeping like a dead person because you're not conscious anymore. You don't know your surroundings. You don't know what's happening around you. You don't quite know what can happen when you are in that sleep. You don't know. So as a form of self-care, self-love, protection, cleanse your body of the elements of the day. Don't take it for granted. I mean, yes, clean your body anyway, because I put on a personal level, I just think it's a bit nasty, going into your bed and you haven't showered for the day and you've sweat out your shirt, and it's just, I don't think that's very, clean. Just saying, not judging, but just saying. But on top of that, think of it also as a spiritual aspect to clean yourself, to cleanse yourself. There are some of you out there, all right, who, and I'm not judging, to each their own. There are some of you out there that love up your crystals, and you're like, I want my crystal to penetrate into my third chakra and to cleanse me of, my third eye or what have you. Please do not be alarmed and don't think it's stupid when me, little old me, is sitting here saying to you, wash your body, cleanse your body, soap and water when you come home after you've been out. So that is today's video, guys. Hopefully, and I know I always say this, but for this particular video, hopefully you understood what I said. Hopefully it made sense to you. Take care, guys, and I will most definitely see you in the next one. Bye-bye.